Hey everyone, it's Nini. I was laying here in bed wide awake and I saw this post on the Without a Crystal Ball Reddit page about Katie Joy giving a voice to a registered sex offender. So I thought I would look into it and it kind of got my blood boiling. So I went to her Instagram and I saw that there was a post about this Caleb Williams who was falsely accused by Josh Duggar. They apparently tried to claim that the images found on his computer were actually downloaded by this Caleb, and she wants to give Caleb a chance to speak out about it, and she would really like him to sue the Duggars. She also posted a video about this. I thought I would watch it and give her the AdSense because we all know she needs the money to pay her lawyers. I also did some simple Googling to find out more about Caleb's history.
Josh is convinced everyone that Caleb hacked into his computer and remote access, downloaded this stuff, watched it on Josh's computer, left it there, deleted it, which never made any sense. Caleb and his brother Joshua had intermittently helped out at the car lots, and for a period of months in 2018 and 2019, Caleb lived with the Duggars while he was dealing with his own life issues. Caleb Williams, a family friend that lived with the Duggars for a short period of time in 2019 when he had found himself in a sticky situation himself, and landed in his own hot water. As a result of getting the teenager pregnant, he was charged and he is on the SO registry. He has gone through therapy, he has gone through programs, he is now a mandated reporter because he wants to be part of the solution, not a part of the problem, but he said he does not work with children. And that his situation is not at all comparable to what Josh has done, because he doesn't have the same issues. Josh likes other minors, and his was a 16-year-old, and it was a girl that he claims was supposed to marry. You don't have to agree with Caleb's decision with what happened with the girl. It's not the same as what happens with Josh. It's not even the same category. It's not even the same statute. He's an SO, yes, but it's not the same category of people.
Comparing Josh's crimes to Caleb's crimes by insinuating that Josh's crimes were much worse, so therefore Caleb's really weren't that bad, is the same analogy as if you were sitting in the emergency room and you have a broken arm and the person next to you is in a full body cast. Just because they have more injuries than you doesn't make your broken arm any less painful. I do feel that criminals can be reformed. I do believe people can learn from their actions and change their ways. And we don't know what the relationship was like between Caleb and the teenager. You know, were they really in love? Were they planning to get married? If he took advantage of her. But one fact we do know is that she was 16 and he was 23. I do get there are some cases where one person might be 18 and one person might be 16. But 16 and 23, that's 7 years. That's a pretty big gap in my opinion. You have a completely different mindset when you are 16 and when you are in your early 20s. I did find something interesting that they are in a custody battle, or at least they were in 2020. I don't know if it has been settled since, but in 2020, Caleb wanted partial custody of the child, but the mother did not want him to have any custody because he is a registered sex offender. So if the relationship really was as deep and meaningful as Katie and Caleb are saying, why does she not want him to see her child? I noticed that he pled guilty to aggravated criminal sexual abuse, not just sexual abuse. So I was kind of curious what made it aggravated, and not curious in a Katie Joy way where she really wanted the details. I was just curious what made it aggravated. Like, was it because she was under the age of 18? Was it because she got pregnant? Or did he do something violent which made it aggravated? He pled guilty in Illinois to the charges, so I googled what makes sexual assault aggravated in Illinois, and what I found is from 2018, so it's a little bit old. There is a chance that it might not be relevant, but in the document it does describe what Illinois considers aggravated, and it lists several elements. But the only mention of age is if the victim is under the age of 8 or over the age of 60. So what actually happened that made it aggravated? Since her being 16 doesn't appear to make it aggravated, that makes me think this wasn't a case of two people in love. And that's just my assumption based on what I found on Google. And just because you read something on the internet doesn't mean it's true.
And with regards if Caleb is going to sue the Duggars, he says, "I'm trying to be a better person and learn from my wrong decisions. I can't sue them. It would only cause more pain for everyone involved."
Another question I have is if he has learned from his mistakes and he's trying to do the right thing, how come, according to The Sun, in 2020, he's never paid the mother any child support?
He is being blamed for something that he did not do, that he believes that Anna believes that he's the one that did this, and that just because he made a horrible mistake when he was, a few years ago with his ex-fiance, I guess, that was exploited on by the Duggars.
I do feel that the Duggars probably were trying to use Caleb as a scapegoat in this situation, and that's a really shitty thing to do. I think Jim, Bob, and Michelle are probably either in denial or they know the truth about their son and are just trying to cover it up. That's just my opinion on that. So it really is unfair to Caleb to blame him for this. But what bothers me is Katie Joy trying to downplay what he did and try to make him out to seem not as bad.
Mr. Caleb Williams is speaking out. He wasn't there. He was framed. The Duggars are framing him. They've never apologized. I will be interviewing Caleb later today where we're going to get more details about his experience. This was just a sneak peek of his first discussion, and it's sad to see the Duggars would exploit someone in a situation like this, but not surprising.
The thing about this that really bothers me is that Katie has claimed to be a victim of rape. And as much as I dislike her, I've always wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt when it came to that because it is such a serious thing. But there's been things I've seen from her that have made me question it. Just in the way she has talked about it doesn't quite align to me like the way you would talk about it. And as the Without a Crystal Ball Reddit and Without a Crystal Balls on Instagram have both stated, a true victim of sexual assault would never interview a registered sex offender. If you have truly been violated in any manner, you would not even want to look at somebody who has done something similar. I think she is so desperate for content right now, and she loves to put the Duggars down, that this is what she is stooping to. Like I said, I do think it's unfair that the Duggars have tried to blame Josh's actions on him, but I don't think that justifies giving a registered sex offender a voice. Because to me, he took away the voice of somebody else. So you are slapping that victim in the face by making him out to be this martyr, and it pisses me off. Katie got some backlash on her YouTube video about it, so she made another Instagram post, and again comparing Caleb's charges to Josh's charges. Just because one is worse than the other, it doesn't make the other one okay. And also, Katie, it's have, dipshit.